Welcome back. It's Saturday, June 8th, 8:24 p.m. And yeah, it's been I guess a great week, a great month so far. And we're going to analyze this game. Actually, there were other games in which I played well. I have played almost to 100 matches. It's my 81st game actually, especially this game. Played well here. But we're gonna analyze this. And the reason we are gonna analyze this because I like this game better. It's more balanced because in that game I really just won clean. Here, it's actually not clear, but I was taking the lead for half the match. So we're gonna look at it. E4, E5. I was also the white pieces here. Knight F3, Knight F6, Knight C3. The Petrov. The reason why I didn't like this is just this is just utterly drawish. I hate this line. Castle and knight c6. This is boring. This is just boring. Boring chess. This is just boring chess. So knight c3. And we transition to the Scotch. The variation of Scotch that we play is what do you call this again? What do you call this? There's a thing that they call this. But yeah, this line. I almost always play this line in the Scotch. So I kind of know. And because of knowing, I knew that bishop d5 was a mistake. Because the best move here is d5. An early d5 now. Casting kingside, because I was anticipating him to play d5. Now he did play d5. He played d5 now. And now that's a blunder. But you see, casting is a bad move because you can play e5. And e5 attacks the knight and makes him move. If you don't move the knight, you're gonna lose it. So knight d5, take queen g4, attacking the pawn. You can't castle because there's knight takes d5, c takes d5, bishop g5. That may be like hard to find, but the key move here is not queen to e8 because there's bishop f6, and you're losing. So f5, you gotta find f5. E takes f6, queen to e8, and now there's no bishop to f6, and you can check. So queen d2 and queen f7, but white is still winning here. It might not that be clear, but white is winning. It's hard to find. So yeah, I may or may not have found that, but you get the gist. That's why I played castles. After castles, you play d5. Now d5 is a blunder. But before we look at that, d6 is the best move, and d5 is a blunder for the reason that I can push the pawn. Here, the best move is actually bishop to g5. I have not thought of that. h6 takes queen takes, and then e takes d5. If it takes, there's bishop b5 check, and it's just apparently winning. If you move your king, queen takes d5, and the rook is gonna follow the bishop with check. And if you, let's say, castle like d4, it's winning. I played d5, realizing that I could actually attack the knight, and now the knight goes to g4. h3 is a bad move because the pawn is free. I thought you were really just gonna give the pawn. The best move here is bishop f4, defending the pawn and keeping the knight in the center, not knowing what to do. The line could have gone here after bishop f4, g5, attacking the bishop already. If you take, there's just bishop takes g5. It's actually free. I thought the queen was on c1. My bad. Bishop g3 and then h5. Just attacking, and now you can't play h3 because there's h4. And if you go back, there's just takes, and it's a bad position for you. The pawns are rolling, so you can't play that. What about hey, why is it not moving? It's actually pinned. I didn't realize. So that wouldn't work. I played h3. He didn't take. He played h5, anticipating that you can win with some lines like queen h4, but that doesn't work. You can take a pause to analyze it. H takes g4. H takes g4, and now the key move g3 to win the game. d4, knight e4, bishop b6, trying to attack. And now, what I want to talk about here is the art of defense. The art of defending. Why would you want to talk about it? Why? Because he's down a piece. but there's a file that's open to my king, and there's a bishop x-raying in this diagonal. That could be very scary, but I'm winning. How do you keep the advantage now? You keep the advantage by attacking, and by playing bishop d5, I continue the attack. King g2 is the best move. It's also prophylactic, preparing rook to h1, but bishop to g5 is also good. Queen d5 was played, and now bishop to f6. You don't stop attacking, you continue. You start another attack, attack after attack after attack, right? If you take the pawn, there's just knight takes f6, and there's a fork. And for you're losing. So you don't take. You're blinking f8, and the game would have continued with bishop f4 back. h4 back. King g8, and then knight to g5, bishop e6, and then rook to e1. Things like that. You just don't stop attacking. And in that position, actually, the rook is stuck in h1, so I don't really know what to say. But he plays bishop to f5, and now I play rook e1. I'm not scared. Again, if you take this, there's bishop to c4. And he took. Actually, he took. Bishop takes e4. Bishop takes e4. Bishop queen to e6. Bishop takes g7. Rook g8. The best move here is actually casting kingside. I also told that to myself. You can't take. You can't take. But it's very scary, especially with things like this. So you have a bishop, so you could just push the pawn, and him checking wouldn't really be a problem because there's no real threats actually. So it's fine. But you played rook g8. Now bishop f6. The king is stuck in the middle. You cannot tell me that this is not winning for white. King d7, and now queen to d3. Proving another attack in which is in the form of bishop to f5. The queen supporting the bishop in e4 to go to f5. Now queen e8 forces him to sacrifice the queen after bishop f5. Because if you didn't play that, you just have to go here. And you still lose the queen. If you go back, there's just bishop f5 still, and after queen d5, there's just e6. And it's just utterly winning. You don't even push. You just rook here. And that's all. That's the video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be studying Vedic math, the math that Indians use. So I don't know if I'll play chess frequently, but I'll also be started playing ML. Well, I'll focus on chess, don't worry. I didn't also join the tournament today in San Fernando Naga because it's just not worth it. The price is not worth it. And I don't have anywhere to sleep. But that's all of it. I'm Drei from the US Analysis, and I hope you liked the video. Voila!